This is the Rise Exchange. Now, the Zambian stock market was one of the best performing bourses in Africa in 2025, led by two of its listed mining companies, whose capitalization rose to $1 billion each in the year. Now, the administration in Lusaka is looking to leverage the country's capital market for broader national development on the back of increased copper output and stronger prices. Now, let's get more in this sit-down conversation with the head of market supervision and development at the SEC Zambia.
The first mandate is to develop the Zambian capital markets.
Right.
Then the second mandate is to make sure that we basically have order in the market. So we supervise the market. So we make sure that there's no one doing wrong things. People's shares or investments are not going missing.
Right.
People are behaving themselves generally in our market. So that's why you talk about transparent and fair and transactions happening on our market.
Right.
So that's the supervision bit that we do.
Very fundamental issues you're speaking about, because markets, financial markets, just like any other markets, are built upon trust.
Yes. The trust relationship, because you've got two strangers or thousands of strangers. One is looking for money, the other one is looking for money and has got a bright idea. Then the other side has got lots of money and they don't know where to take it. So financial markets, capital markets bring those two bodies together,
right,
to actualize an idea, and that has to be built on trust.
Thank you very much for that. Just to place a context, let's try to speak about to what extent do you think the Zambian capital markets are contributing to the wider economic goals of the country?
Okay, I'll start with the easier one, but sometimes numbers don't lie.
Yes.
So if I just say our GDP is around $22 billion, and our capital markets, just our market cap, represents about 25%
right.
of that. So we can say that it's already contributing to that. Just our 22 listed companies are already contributing to that GDP. And then in the broader sense, we are also not happy with that, because we still want the capital markets to channel capital into the real sectors of the economy. And our aspirations are that should be done in a way that protects the environment. So yes, our primary objective is economic development, but we want to make sure that our economy is green. So in terms of capital markets contribution to that, I think we're already beginning to see capital markets channeling investments through green projects. And some of the examples I think you've seen, green bonds, we're pushing for sustainability bonds and so on, because we want projects that result in sustainable outcomes from through the capital markets.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And we are going to be revisiting the green bonds conversation, because I know there is a lot of activity which is happening in that space. But just stepping back, a question and an issue that we are seeing quite widespread across Africa is just asking ourselves how are capital markets serving especially the financial needs of our small and growing businesses that happen to be the bulk and the majority of businesses in Africa. So maybe you can start telling us how things are looking like here in Zambia.
Okay. So the question of medium and small micro and small medium enterprises, SMEs, right, if I can just call them that, I think it's a question that we are all grappling with. In Zambia, we estimate approximately 93% of economic activity is run by our SMEs, and they need capital. And so one of the things that we have been talking about as a financial services sector is what products do we bring to the market that address the needs, the funding needs of the SMEs.
Right.
I can break it down to two major issues. One is scale. The SMEs typically have very small projects.
Yes.
They're important to the individual that's running the SME, because this is my dream and so on.
Right.
But when you're looking for funding, they're very small ticket sizes. Then the other aspect that we are having to address is the informality of the SME sector.
Right.
People chase their dream. They don't really chase the structure around the dream. So issues of, do I have audited financial statements which the investors need,
right,
before they can trust you with their money? Do I have the right number of people in my organization? Do I have annual general meetings, as an example?
Right.
Do I have systems to account for the money that you're going to trust me with.
Right.
So those are some of the issues that they struggle with in terms of the informality. So ticket size and then the informality of this. So there's a sort of market failure, if I can call it that.
Right.
The money is there, but I can't deploy the money to a small business because my ticket size is maybe $1 million
right.
or $5 million, and the SME is promoting a project of 50,000, 100,000. So that's the issue that we are grappling with. So the homework that we've given ourselves through the various initiatives that we have is, can we find a capital markets product
right.
that actually addresses this need? Either we create a fund where these SMEs can actually access the funding, and then somebody else then deals with the challenges that we see with SMEs,
right.
especially to do with the scale and also to deal with the informality. So they can do things like business support services. Then it takes away the headache to the SME of bookkeeping, having AGMs and so on, and then the project management as well, to make sure that these projects are also actualize the return for the investors. The project is delivered, and because the project is delivered, then the investors can get their return. So we still have a lot of work, admittedly, in terms of making finance accessible to SMEs
right.
In capital markets. I'm not sure whether you've heard about the company known as .com.
Yes, we have.
And it does tell the SME story very well. So .com was venture capital financed.
Right.
And now they've come out of being financed through a venture capital. They are now actually listed on the lower tier of the Lusaka Securities Exchange. So they recently had a very successful oversubscribed IPO on the OTM of the Lusaka Securities. And what I like about that is then that's the story that we should tell to our SMEs,
right,
and also sell to our investors that are interested in SME financing to say that's an exit route. We have an example of a small company that came out of a
venture
SME, and now it's moving actually towards being a large company, and it's using capital markets to do that.
I mean, so really there is work to be done both ways within the SMEs themselves to formalize their businesses and to keep better books and better records, to formalize whatever it is that they do, and then also from your side as regulators and the market to have the right instruments that would cater for these people. The .com, yes, I think the .com IPO is quite a success story, and everybody is speaking about it. For many respects, even diversifying the counters we have at the stock market, being a tech company. But you would agree with us that .com is a rare case, despite us having the alternative listing for the SMEs. We haven't had as many as we would wish listing, and I don't know what, as part of your market development what you are doing to pull in and attract even more SMEs, as you're saying, to consider the stock market as a credible way for them to raise financing for their growth.
So the major challenge behind why they are not formalizing,
right,
is also because of culture. So culturally, when I start my business, I don't know whether it's a Zambian thing, whether it's an African thing.
Perhaps African, don't be too hard on yourself.
Yes, yeah. So perhaps it's an African thing. If I start something, it's mine.
Right.
So we actually have a concept that we've been talking about to say, as a people, we'd rather have 100% of $100,000.
Yes.
Than have 2% of $1 trillion company.
Right.
I don't know whether as a people we've actually been able to grasp that. It's actually, so 2% of $1 trillion company